If you're an online coach and you want to sign 10 to 20 clients in the next 7 to 14 days, then this is the video you've been waiting for. So what I've noticed over the years is that most coaches think they have a sales problem or a lead gen problem. But what they really have is an offer problem, a positioning problem, and a messaging problem. And this video is going to solve this for you. In the next couple of minutes, I'm going to go over to the whiteboard and show you the exact system that's helped me build, launch, and scale 3 online coaching businesses in the last 5 years to 6 figures of income in less than 12 months. This is the exact same launch system and client acquisition system my clients have repeatedly used when they first join my coaching, or they do this every single quarter, and you can do this too, to land yourself anywhere between 10 to even 120 clients in the next 7 to 14 days. So I'm going to go over to the whiteboard right now and show you what it's all about. Okay, so let's break this down into just 4 simple steps. The first step is the offer itself. So I'm going to teach you how to build a Godfather offer. Then the second part is how to position that Godfather offer in your market and with your current audience and network. Then we're going to go through a messaging sequence that's going to convert people into sales without having to jump on a sales call. And then lastly is the conversion mechanism and the close. And this is where you build a simple proposal system so you don't have to jump on calls, and you can make your next 10 to 20 or even more sales in the next 7 to 14 days. Okay, let's work through stage 1, which is creating your Godfather offer. So in order to create your Godfather offer, we want to make sure this is a 4 to 6 week period offer. So this is the reason why 4 to 6 weeks works so well, is because it's long enough to get a result but short enough to keep people's attention. And this is going to solve a pebble problem for your audience, because a pebble problem is small enough for you to overcome in 4 to 6 weeks, but big enough for them to place an importance on it. And it's also going to be more relatable to their immediate priorities, the milestone that they want to get to next. It's going to solve 1 or 2 symptoms that they're already experiencing from the actual problem that they have. And it's also going to get them into your world by framing it as a founding members, a beta test, or a case study offer. And remember, this is what I've done repeatedly to launch 3 businesses online to grow to 6 figures. And my clients do repeatedly to generate anywhere between 10, 20 and 120 is the record so far, sales in just a 7 to 14 day period. So let's work through your Godfather offer. So your Godfather offer, the way that we're going to generate this, okay, just making sure I'm in camera. There we go. So the way that we're going to create this Godfather offer is we want to understand the current situation of the prospect, the person that we want to help, and then the desired outcome. Okay, so their current situation and their desired outcome. So when I first launched my first ever fitness business, to give you an idea around this, I launched a 28-day program, okay? And I launched this and I sold it for £28, okay? And it was called the Alpha Mojo 28. And what this is it promised to solve 3 things for my audience, okay? And these were pebble problems. That we have different types of problems that our products and services solve. We have pebble problems, we have rock problems, and then we have the big boulder problems. And this is solving a pebble problem, okay? This is an entry point for people to come in, and then they will send to the next program, the next program, and the next program, okay? So I wanted to solve 3 problems for my niche, okay? And the main problems I wanted to solve was in 28 days time. Number 1, I was going to help you drop your first 10 pounds in 28 days. Number 2, I was going to help you ditch a bad habit, like smoking, drinking, or complaining. And then in return, improve your energy, which is getting your mojo back for life, okay? And the reason why I started with the offer is because the offer created the program. Because in 4 weeks' time, I need to be able to keep my promise of creating a system when it comes to exercise, nutrition, whatever it may be, to facilitate the outcome of losing 10 pounds, to create a system or a training to help them ditch a bad habit, and then some training and tools and maybe some adherence protocols to improve their energy. And by doing this, I also had a guarantee, a safety net, that if they didn't lose the 10 pounds, in the 28 days, then I would give them a full refund and £28 on top to say sorry, and coach them for a further 28 days to make up for it. And that's what you call a Godfather offer. And you probably think to yourself, Russ, I can't be doing this because I'll get chargebacks, people won't do the work. No, you get them to sign a waiver or terms and conditions. And these terms and conditions or waiver is for adherence. So it's not to slip anyone up. Because if they hit, say, for example, 3 times workouts, 5 days of hitting their calories, they hit 10K steps every day, and they check in once a week, that will facilitate the outcome of losing 10 pounds. So you're protected, the prospect or client is protected, and everyone is winning, okay? And this is what you call a Godfather offer. So now we've got the Godfather offer, we're now gonna position this, okay? And we're gonna position this as either a case study in exchange for a radical discount, or a beta test launch, okay? A beta test launch, or a founding members launch, okay? So founding members. And you're gonna position this to your warm audience, okay? So it's gonna be warm, to your warm audience. And the reason why we wanna position this first to your warm audience is that we wanna validate the offer that people actually want this. And the way that we're gonna do this is with a messaging sequence. This is stage 3, messaging sequence. And the messaging sequence is you're gonna message every contact that you have. All of your phone contacts, all of your Instagram contacts, everyone that's on your Facebook, ex-clients, people that have said no in the past, people closest to the next logical step to work with you. And you're gonna get your phone out and you're gonna send either a text, a video message, or a voice note. I prefer a voice note because it's a pattern interruption, and it's gonna go along the lines of this. It's gonna be like, hey, Steve, for example. Hope you're doing well. Hope family and everything is treating you good. I've got something I wanna share with you that I'm extremely excited about. It may benefit you or someone else. And the reason why we say it may benefit you or someone else is we're positioning this as a sideways sales pitch. It means we're not directly asking for the business. We're not coming across salesy. We are just asking, and we are just presenting something and saying, this may benefit you or benefit someone else. So I've recently launched a brand new program for men, and it's going to show them and tell them and teach them exactly how to lose 10 pounds, in 28 days. Ditch a bad habit like smoking, drinking, or complaining, and get your mojo and energy back for life. And if you don't get those 10 pounds off in the 28 days, it's backed by a guarantee. You get a full refund plus 28 pounds on top to say sorry. Would you like, and I'm looking for a few case studies, or I'm looking for a few people to beta test this, or I'm looking for a few more founding members in exchange for a radical discount. Would you like the details or know somebody that would? Once again, would you like the details or know somebody that would is a sideways sales pitch. Okay, my daughter looking at me through the window, bless her. Anyway, yeah, so this is how you're going to frame it. So you're going to position in that way. When you position that way, people are going to say, yeah, this sounds great. It's got a guarantee. I'm looking for founding members, huge discount for founding members. It's speaking to me. If you send 10 to 20 of those messages and people come back to say, no, it's not for me, well, that's good news, because you can then message those people and say, hey, sorry to hear that it's not for you. But when it does come to X in particular, Y, when it comes to your health and fitness, when it comes to your mindset, when it comes to your business growth, what are you struggling with right now? What do you need to work on the most? Where do you need the most help? And then they can tell you. And then when you find some common trends, then guess what? You tweak the offer. You tweak the offer so that it fits the market. Because sometimes we think we know what our market wants, but really they'll tell us. So once you've gone through that part, you're now ready for stage 3, which is messaging. So the messaging portion, this is where you create conversion conversations. And this comes down to using a system called Punt Q. Okay, I'm just gonna move the camera so you can see this properly. So this is the Punt Q system. So once they've said, yes, I'd love to see the details, you are going to reply and say, thank you so much for getting back to me. Really glad you want to see the details. Do you mind if I just ask you a few questions first so I can get the relevant information over to you? They're going to say yes. So once they say yes, and you don't have to do this in any particular order, okay? But you need to uncover some kind of pain or problem they're facing right now. You need to get some kind of urgency as to when they want to solve this problem. You need to find out the needs of that person, build some trust, and get some kind of quantifiable information, okay? And I'm going to break this down for you so you understand this, okay? So, for example, the prospect replies back and says, yes, I'd love to see the details. You will then say, okay, cool, I'm going to get the information over to you. Do you mind if I ask some questions first so I get the relevant information over? They'll say yes. And you say, okay, cool. So when it comes to losing weight, in particular, ditching the dad bod or a bad habit, what do you feel like you need the most help with right now? And they'll tell you. And then once they've told you that, it's okay, and what have you tried to do to solve that problem? And why do you feel like it hasn't worked so far? So we're understanding pains, we're understanding problems. The reason why we ask why it hasn't worked in the past is because then we eliminate that being the solution, and then you are the only solution that's going to work for them. Then you can then like dig a bit deeper if you want to in the messages and say like, how's that impacting you? What else is it impacting? Who else is it impacting? And then you can say, okay, cool. And apart from, you know, losing weight and ditching a habit, what else do you feel like you need help with? Okay, cool. And if we was able to get you that, what doors would that open for you that are currently closed? Okay, and is that something that you want to solve now or later? So we cover the urgency. We then relay information back to them. We acknowledge them and say, thank you for sharing that. No worries, some of my best clients had that same problem. We start to build rapport and trust. And then we get some quantifiable information. A weight loss goal, or it could be an income goal, depending on what business you have. It could be a relationship goal, it could be a date, an event, when they want to solve this problem. Once that's all happened, you can then relay the information back to the person and say, and I like to do this on a voice note. I'll be like, hey name, hey Steve. So I just want to make sure I've got everything right. So you've been struggling with X for Y time, and Z's really the problem, but you tried A, you tried B, and really you need C. So I just wonder, have I hit the nail on the head, or is there anything else that I've missed? And they'll say, no, you've hit the nail on the head. Now you've hit the nail on the head, you can now move into section 4, which is the conversion and the close. And if you want to work with speed, if you want to make 10 to 20 sales or more in the next 7 to 14 days, I highly recommend that you create a proposal. This can be a video proposal, this can be a slide deck, this can be a Google Doc. I prefer to do a Google Doc with a Loom voiceover and send this to someone because it's speed. And then you can then position your offer with the price, with the discount, with the steps, what the process looks like, and then you can make your first sale. So moving on to the conversions, just so that you can see this clearly. There we go. So how you're going to convert people into buyers is you are going to create a proposal, okay? I like to use Loom plus a Google Doc. So on that document, you are going to start off with like the headline, the main thing, okay? So this program is called the Alpha Mojo 28, and I'm going to record over this on a Loom video. This is for men that want to ditch the dad bod, drop their first 10 pounds in 28 days, remove a bad habit like smoking, drinking or complaining, and get their Alpha Mojo and zest for life back. But we have common pitfalls, so we want to make them aware of the common pitfalls. Pitfall 1, pitfall 2, pitfall 3, and then give them a fact around whatever those pitfalls are, and then say, but don't worry, I've got you covered. So how we're going to solve the problem of pitfall 1 is with this solution. Pitfall 2 with this one. Pitfall 3 with this one. I've got your back. Here are some of the results of my recent clients I've worked with. Steve's lost this amount of money, or my client signed 45 clients in 24 hours, or whatever it may be. And then you're then going to go through, so how does it work? Well, look, I've never done an offer like this before, or I usually don't do these type of offers, but because it's a beta test launch, a case study, or a founding members, I've decided to give you a radical discount. So when this goes to the public live, this will be, say, $500. But for you, it's just $99. And this is how it works. In week 1, we're going to do this. In week 2, we're going to do that. In week 3, plus you get a weekly Q&A with me in a group. I recommend doing this in group, guys, plus any other bonuses and stacks that you have. So all you need to do is just let me know whether you're in or out, or if you have any other questions, just write the questions in the chat channel we've been speaking in. And if you do that enough times, you message enough people, follow that process over and over again, before you know it, in less than 24 hours, you can sign up your first client, your second client, your third, your fourth. Like one of my clients, Altal, she sold 43 people in just 2 weeks. My client, Carl it was, 24 hours it took him to do 25 people. It's crazy. And you already have this network. You have people on your phone contacts, you have people on your Instagram, your YouTube, not your YouTube, sorry, your Instagram, your Facebook, you have clients that you're working with currently. This is creating an offer. You can do this every 12 weeks. You can run this 4 times a year. Every time you want to launch a new product, a new offer, follow this system. I've done this 3 times over and built 3 businesses to 6 figures within inside of a 12-week period, a 12-month period, sorry, just using this, and so have many of my clients. So that is the 4-step process to sign 10 to 20 clients minimum in the next 7 to 14 days.